are you wearing?
What's crazy is this is the first time I've worn buffalo plaid since it's been cold.
I disagree. That's the second time you've worn buffalo plaid.
It's true, I guess.
Like, did you not even change
I didn't even
from last
change.
recording?
No,
to this
we
one?
should have swapped tops.
That would have been kind of funny. That would have been kind of funny. Oh well. Are you ready for a oddly similar looking bowl?
Of
S.
M.
Soup! That's right. Back-to-back recording, baby.
Do we sound tired yet?
No. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SM Soup, the #1 podcast with soup in the name, but not on the brain.
Oh God.
Hopefully that sounded good.
Hopefully.
Wait.
You're Spencer.
I'm Spencer. Wait, hang on.
I'm Shelby.
You're Shelby.
And that's Spencer.
So that makes me Spencer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
We're here. I thought I had the order mixed up, but we're good.
We're here to ponder life's biggest questions.
We're here to take you on a little journey. Through chicken noodle and clam chowder and miso, and all to figure out the answers to life's biggest questions, one of which could or could not be, waiter, how is the soup made? How's it going, Shelby?
I was just gonna ask you that. I even took a deep inhale to prep.
Go ahead.
Spencer, how are you?
Good. So I said it kind of at the top, but we did a back-to-back recording because we have a little trip coming up where we probably aren't going to be able to record. So we wanted to get out ahead of some stuff. So we're doing 2 recordings right now, and then next week we're going to record 2 for actually when we're gone.
Yeah.
So this is coming out the day before Valentine's Day.
No, it's
but anyway,
not.
Yes, it is.
No, because we're doing a Valentine's Day themed one.
This is coming out the day before Valentine's Day.
No, this isn't Valentine's Day themed. We're gonna come up with another one that's Valentine's Day themed and put that one in.
I thought we were just going to record the Valentine's Day one right now.
We don't have anything for Valentine's Day. I thought we were doing the stuff we watched and did.
Oh.
What are you talking about? Am I crazy? Are you fucking with me?
No, I'm serious. I thought we were just going to do the Valentine's Day one because that's the one that's, I don't know, what were we going to do?
We're talking about shit we watched.
Okay, all right, damn. So this is coming out after the Valentine's Day one. So then all of the stuff I was saying doesn't make any sense about how this is a back-to-back recording because...
Oh, well, it is because they're all back-to-back. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know, but no, wait, they aren't all back-to-back because this one is literally recorded. We just talked about Chicago and St. Louis.
No one asked about how the soup made. It's a bad question. Spencer,
Last week we talked about Valentine's Day, apparently.
We have yet to do it, but in the future we would have already done it.
I'm good.
Time travel.
I'm thrown off. This is now going to be the worst episode.
What's not? It's our monthly media check-in.
Monthly media check-in. Monthly media report.
This is our monthly report.
I'm good. I'm doing good. Starting to get a little brain fog.
A little
up in here. What's going on with you?
Why are you starting to get just because of the past 2 minutes?
7 days to die check-in. What have we done?
Nothing. We haven't played it. Welcome to the monthly media report.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess it's not that weird that a week apart we're wearing like the same stuff.
That's fine.
Like that's not weird.
We're outfit repeaters.
That would potentially happen.
It does happen.
Back-to-back weeks would be maybe a little weird. Maybe.
Still a week in advance.
Still a week in advance?
I don't know why I said that.
So Shelby brought up a good point. We're talking about stuff we've been watching. The perfect thing to do as like a pre-record because it doesn't need to be all that timely.
Right.
And yeah. So this isn't SM Soup Movie Club.
No.
We're going to keep spoilers to a minimum about anything we talk about, outside of just like common knowledge stuff.
Right.
And we're just going to be talking about what we've enjoyed and what we haven't.
It's kind of almost like we should call these What's Happening, because that's all we could talk about. What's happening was what we watched.
Granted, it was during COVID,
I
which
know.
all anybody was doing was watching shit.
Yeah. But
So,
starting with things we've consumed, I've been reading again.
Shelby reads,
which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've read, I don't know, like 4 or 5 books by this point.
Okay.
Most of them I've really liked.
Mm-hmm.
One of them made me so angry I had to give up reading it halfway through. And I didn't look at the review until today. And it has just a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Which doesn't mean it's bad. So obviously, like, me being like, this sucks is a little dramatic, clearly in the grand scheme. But a lot of people were like, kind of like, was it worth it? Like, really, in the end, we're like, it was a very whatever experience. So I felt validated in not having finished it, because I wasted less time than trying to chug through and finish it. Because I used to have the opinion of like, I should just finish it, because then like I can truly know what happened, and like even if I didn't like it, I know what happened. But anymore, there's like some stupid statistic. Like, you know how there's like this much percentage of your life you spend sleeping, this much of the percentage of your life you spend doing this, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at? I feel like you're zoning out looking at me, or there's something on my face.
No, I was zoning out.
Okay. I could literally see it. There's some stupid statistic like if you're like the average book reader, you only read like so many books in your life. Like, they put a number to it based on average reading and average lifespan, which means like when you think of it, starts to get a little bit like, oh god, I've already read this many books.
And average book length?
Probably, yeah.
Because like, what does that mean? Like, if you read 30 pages of something but don't finish it, does that count as like reading, or
yeah, I don't know, actually.
Are they saying to completion?
I'm guessing they'd mean complete.
Interesting. What's the number?
I got this off of Basmo, which I'm guessing, it's a book tracking app. I don't know if like where this is coming from, but if we were to take as a starting point the reading speed of super readers who can comfortably go through an average of 80 books a year and the average life expectancy, the simple calculation would result in a staggering number between 4,560 books to 4,880 books in a lifetime. So basically, most people are like, if you're an avid reader, you're probably, I say, that's a lot of books. I feel like the number's way lower than that. That doesn't make sense to me. Now I'm lost. But the closer average, if you're not a super reader, is you probably read about 10 to 12 books a year. And with the average life expectancy being 86 for female and 82 for males, I'm guessing that's based on US numbers.
Holy shit, that's the life expectancy?
Yeah, it's been in the 80s for a while.
Last I knew, it was high 70s.
Really?
Let's go, America! USA! USA! USA!
You would average that the count would be about, this is saying roughly anywhere from like 650 to 750 books you'd read in your lifetime. Regardless of what the number is, you're quantifying something that some people love to do and being like, in theory, as you get closer to this number, you're like, you clearly have advanced through life. Like, you're quantifying an activity that can only be done so much because life only exists for so long. And I think hearing that number stresses people out.
Okay.
So I decided,
what was the goal of telling me this?
If I don't like a book, I'm just not finishing it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care. Like, why do I need to finish it?
Time still happened, though.
Yeah, but I didn't waste more time.
You're still close to your inevitable end.
Yeah, but I didn't waste more time. I didn't waste time going, wow, I hated this book. I didn't walk away going, thank God I finished it, but I hate it.
Right, but like, regardless of whether or not you finish it, I don't understand the number aspect, is what I'm getting at.
What are you Oh, I'm just saying, like, I just decided it wasn't worth it to
Like
invest the time.
somebody's like, I
Would
don't
you
like
invest time in a video game you hate?
their platinum.
Probably.
Is it an easy platinum?
I don't know. It's about a 7 out of 10.
No.
About a 4 out of 10.
They're a good guide. Uh it's funny that you should ask because I kind of literally just did that.
You didn't like that game?
That story game? That was ass.
See, so was it worth it?
I got a platinum.
Insane. Insane.
I didn't have anything else calling to me to play either, so.
I have no words. That was just the opposite
About that
of
life.
everything I just said.
No, what you were saying though, you were saying how like people don't like being like told a number, right?
Correct.
They don't like hearing like, oh
I'm
my
saying
god,
some people don't like me.
oh my god, 650, right?
Yeah.
So they're on book 50 in their life, right?
Right.
They start book 50,
Right.
and they finish it, and they're just
Right.
like one step closer to 650.
I think the point is just make it count.
Then they start 51, and it sucks. They're still one step closer to the fucking grave. If anything, they're a step back from getting to 650 now.
I get that. I get what you're saying. I don't know.
So anyway, you hated the book and you didn't do it. You
Yeah, it
didn't
made
read
me
it.
angry.
Yeah.
And then I was like almost in shock when
It's good.
someone
It's good when you can like cut ties with something and be like,
this sucked.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wish we could have done that with Elvis.
Each other. Oh. Wow, that came out so much darker than I meant it to. I thought it would feel funny. It didn't feel funny coming out. I wish we could have done that with Elvis. It's hard to do with movies. It is so hard to do with
Because
movies.
like I just have to trudge through one more hour.
Right. I agree.
Anyway, your books. I'm done interrupting.
No, it's alright.
What?
I'm just sad what I said. Wasn't even a good joke.
Okay.
What have you been watching lately?
All right. I personally have been watching what I call the greatest soap opera of all time. Started watching 1999 WWE content. It's all on Peacock.
Right. From the new daily event.
Not daily, but close. I'm in
Yeah.
March, so you know, just going through it at like a decent pace.
Right.
It's been very enjoyable. It's very funny,
It is.
and there's some good storylines.
You know,
There's some
WWE
good-
classic comedy.
I mean, yeah, but some good storylines, some good drama.
Yeah.
It's fun. So I've been watching that.
This morning I was thinking about what my character would be if I was a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anything about what I would be. I just know I would wear cowboy boots that seamlessly transition into chaps. They're
Okay.
gonna be like the Converse that were pants. Do you remember those?
Nope.
There were Converse created that literally seamlessly, like you wore pants that just turned into Converse.
Mm-hmm.
So like imagine having to get in and out of those.
Mm-hmm.
The worst thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
But cowboy boots turned chaps. I think there's something there.
Okay.
Don't know what the top would be.
Okay.
That was my morning reflection while WWE was on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you want me to do with that?
What would you wear?
I don't know. Lots of
Just-
layers.
Just some tidy whities.
No, lots of layers. You know,
Yeah.
I'm very self-conscious, so. But probably close to what I'm wearing right now.
Really?
Probably like a good like Fleetwood Mac sweater.
You'd wear a swoot.
Yeah, a swoot.
Yeah.
No, I'd probably wear like joggers. Probably try to be like a high flyer. You know.
Yeah. I want them to be like 90s Juicy Couture, like velvet, where they say juicy on the butt
Okay.
tracksuit.
Okay, I could do that.
think that's a good
A
move.
tracksuit would be good.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Would you be barefoot or would you wear shoes?
I'd probably wear shoes. I'm
Like
weird about I'm
sandals?
weird about my feet.
Like
No,
Jesus sandals?
probably like sneakers. Like sneakers.
Oh. I think that makes sense.
Cool. Uh, what else have we been watching? We've watched a lot of stuff actually.
We have
Any movies?
well, we just watched Enola Holmes 2 last night.
We did watch Enola Holmes too.
Did you not like it? You felt really bored.
It was fine. I don't know. It was fine. It wasn't like it wasn't amazing, but
Yeah, I
don't.
agree.
I also wasn't expecting it to be amazing. It was fine.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I wouldn't say I was bored.
I wish
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you felt that way.
I wish
It was championing women, and last I won. I mean, in 2023, I could get canceled for being bored by that. So I was not bored. It was fine. You know,
Yeah.
it just wasn't. You know, it wasn't an amazing movie. But again, I hope nobody is starting
Expecting
that movie
that.
up expecting it to like knock your socks off.
I agree.
But it does what it's supposed to.
I
It was
kind of wish
entertaining.
the Holmes mother or the character played by Helena Bonham Carter was in it more. I love her. And I
Mhm.
love her character. But yeah, it was fine. It was fun. It was enjoyable, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't anything like incredible. I wasn't trying to like incite anything.
Mhm.
Although yeah, never mind. That was that the only movie we watched?
It might be. We haven't really watched a movie in a while.
We haven't. We tried to watch. What's
We're
it
gonna
called?
watch This Is the End. It
Yeah,
got taken off of Netflix.
Netflix really taking a poop right now.
Yeah, Netflix. Hope you don't go. I hope you aren't a college student because they hate you. Take that.
But we did finish. This is all gonna be shows. We finished The Good Place.
Finish The Good Place.
So now we like to finish like kind of like those longer like comedy shows, and then eventually they get turned into like something to just throw on before bed. It's like a nice like happy way to end the day.
Yeah.
And so now eventually The Good Place can become part of that rotation
Yeah.
because I
Well,
had never seen it and
maybe
you
not.
had seen part of it.
Maybe
Why?
it won't become part of the rotation
Why?
because we may not have a Netflix account
That's true.
depending on what their new rules are.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think I realized that in my head. That's true.
But a good thing we have Peacock because we could set up a decent rotation for nighttime
Yeah.
shows with Peacock.
Yeah.
We started watching Parks and Rec
We did.
finally,
Yeah.
and I've seen all of Parks and Rec.
I've never
Great
seen
show.
Parks
I
and
love
Rec
Parks and Rec.
prior to now.
It's probably stronger than The Office, but I think The Office, especially for while Michael Scott is still there and like before he leaves, I feel like is better in terms of like I feel like it gets me to laugh more,
Yeah.
but I feel like
Like Parks and Rec does?
no,
The
no,
Office
The
does.
Office does, but I feel like Parks and Rec is stronger. Oh, like the Office gets a bigger laugh,
Yeah.
but Parks and Rec is more consistent. I feel
Yeah.
like.
I going into it at like probably just first few episodes, I was like, this isn't funny. Parks and Rec.
Well, that's also it does the whole sitcom thing where the first season is 6 episodes or whatever, and like isn't very good
Yeah.
typically.
And we watched those and I was like, this isn't funny. I don't get it. And then we got more into it. We're like halfway through the whole thing almost. A little under.
We only just
Um,
started season 3.
Oh. Well, regardless, we're finally like a good chunk into it. And I know we're not done, but I think I like it more than The Office.
Yeah.
Because the thing that is happening to me that happened to me listening back to New Girl is the character like I'm getting annoyed by the like very out there flaws of some of the characters
In The Office?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's starting to just annoy me because I'm like it's not even funny. It's just like stupid.
Yeah.
Like if this character was a person, I'd want to punch them in the face. Like that's
Talking
really
about
fucking
Angela?
Talking about Michael Scott.
Oh.
I mean, Angela's very annoying as well. If
Yeah.
that was a real person, I mean, there are people like that. I'm not an idiot, but yeah, some of the characters in that are starting to. I mean, I still enjoy watching it, but I'm definitely like seeing it too much as like, is this funny? Like,
Yeah.
it's just fucking annoying. Like, I wouldn't want to like ever experience this in real life. So why is it funny on a show?
Right.
There is a part of that. Why is it funny? I guess because it's like not happening to you. But why are like insanely annoying situations funny on a sitcom? But like
It's
you'd
like
be pulling your
absurd.
hair
It's
out.
like absurdism where
That's
it's
true.
like it's because you're not dealing with the situation and
Right.
you don't expect more often than not to be put in those situations. But if you like take a step back, you realize these are all very real situations.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and like they almost put that in your face because I mean, these settings, they're office settings. Like, sure, stupid shit happens that wouldn't normally happen in an
Right.
office, but like it's not a crazy thing. Like, it's not unrealistic things that are happening.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, yeah, because I sit there and I'm just like, I would flip the fuck out if this was like like in the office. I don't know her name. Karen, who's there for like a few episodes and then goes and like dates Jim,
Hmm.
but then leaves. Literally, that's the most sane character in the entire fucking show because she leaves and then you catch up with her a few episodes later and she goes, yeah, it turns out like everyone was just fucking crazy there, especially Michael Scott. And I'm happier that I left.
Yeah. It's like turns out if your boss isn't like a man baby, you
Yeah.
actually like can get stuff done.
Yeah. And like have a good, like enjoy your job and like it's fine. Like I'm like, that's the most sane character of the
Well,
entire
that
fucking
take is the
show.
most sane. I don't think she's the most sane. It's kind of crazy.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess yeah, that
She's all
take.
like worried about Jim and Pam. What's there to be worried about?
Well, they did end up together.
Yeah, okay. But like,
She had cause for concern.
did she?
I'm not
It's all
saying.
circumstantial if you ask me.
Alright.
Anyway, Parks and Rec, I agree. Season 1 is tough. You're just starting to get to know the characters and like their flaws effectively. Season 2, it really starts to hit its stride. Season 3, it takes off and it flies.
Yes.
Because Rob Lowe and Adam Scott show up
Yeah.
and become mainstay
I've loved
characters.
their addition.
And yeah, they're just so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe is like so at first when he like shows up, I got really excited and I was like Shelby, Rob Lowe's here. You're gonna love him. And then he like started doing his like really upbeat shit and saying like literally and like doing that, and I was just like, oh no, Shelby's gonna find him super annoying. Shelby's not gonna like this at all. But then like
Rob Lowe's character came from Disneyland.
I feel like yeah, fresh off like all the rides, he
Yeah.
is on like a happiness high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's funny.
No,
But I
yeah,
did keep going. When is he gonna break? Like, that's
yeah.
not human.
He like like what did he the flu episode. He like keeps describing himself as a microchip and if a grain of sand, and then he does the same exact speech to Leslie like seconds later.
And it keeps going,
And it,
microchip.
yeah, and you laughed and I was
Yeah.
just like, oh thank God, okay, we're
No,
good.
he's
We're
funny.
good.
He's funny.
But yeah, it's so good, and like I think like I said, it just feels like it's like consistently good and like
Yes.
keeps that momentum. So.
Also, like the not that much, but like the storyline and like the act, like the I guess you say tribulations they go through are a little bit deeper than
A
just
paper company.
yeah. Like it, not that I like need everything we watch to like have deep meaning, but like there's generally purpose behind like what they're saying
Yeah.
and doing that like actually means something. Isn't just like, well, the office hasn't called us in weeks. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We're a paper company.
Yeah.
Do we even still exist? Like just like basically living in your own fucking bubble is what the office is.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I just as a whole, I think I'm just like enjoying it more. But
That's good.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's a fun show. If you haven't watched Parks and Rec, it's worth a watch.
Yeah.
It's really good. I feel like I could be wrong. I feel like The Office is like the thing that like everybody has watched, and
Yeah,
I feel
which I
like
wonder
Parks and Rec
why.
isn't. I
I
don't know.
agree.
But Parks, I think it really does go toe for toe. I think it actually is like a really tough like
Does The
decision to like.
Office, like, was it just on, like, a better streaming platform as a whole?
No,
Like,
they were both
what?
on Netflix for the longest time, and they both are NBC shows. Like they both were, and they were on at like the same time. I
That's
think
so weird. Like, why did one happen to get it bigger than the other in the general, like, public's eye?
maybe Steve Carell just had more
Like, of a poll?
more star power than Amy Poehler.
Could be it. Pretty big influence.
I don't know. Amy Poehler is really popular. She was like huge because of SNL. Her and
Right.
Tina Fey did the Weekend Update together. So like
I
they both
I
were like the
constantly am
queens of.
expecting the librarian to be Tina Fey.
Yeah, that would be a really good role.
I'm constantly expecting it. Like, I know she's not, but whenever like she's about to be a part of it, I like in my head I'm like literally picturing Tina Fey,
That'd be
which
really
she kind
funny.
of looks kind of like
A
her,
little bit, yeah,
but like I'm literally picturing Tina Fey in that role.
yeah, um, yeah. They were like the like if you were like oh top women comedians like
Yeah.
for the longest time, probably still really like those two were like top of the list.
Right.
So like um I don't know. I don't know. Speaking of Tina Fey, another show that we plan to watch soon-ish, 30 Rock is like another
Mm-hmm.
like comedy, lighthearted.
I also maybe I don't know. Again, I don't know movies or anything that well. But who's the other character that's not Rob Lowe that came in?
Adam Scott.
Adam Scott. I feel like maybe it's just because we just watched The Good Place. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like normally he's just like the most like sarcastic, like almost like cold in a character
Well,
that like
so
I actually like. Like I'm like I don't know like the character he is
there's
in.
like four main roles that I can think of with him off the
Uh-huh.
top of my head
Yeah.
now. His biggest role is Parks and Rec,
Okay.
for sure,
Okay.
because he's in it for like 4 or 5 seasons.
Right.
Like his biggest role before that like I was like, oh, Adam Scott, and like I recognize him, was Step Brothers, because he's Derek, he's Will Ferrell's like brother.
Yeah.
And just like
He sucks
he
in
sucks,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's in The Good Place,
And he sucks in that.
because he's a devil,
Yeah.
and or he's a demon, and he's not in it like a ton. And I think that's like one of those things where it's like probably knows like the showrunner or whatever, so he just like gets like a slight recurring role, but he's not like a main character, obviously.
Yeah.
And now his like fourth and like most recent role that he's phenomenal in is Severance.
That's true.
But in that he's also like cold and
Yeah.
not like upbeat.
Right.
Although in this he's really not upbeat either.
No,
in
but
Parks and Rec, he's like
just so much
analytical and
more like
but he's not a dick.
yeah, like he's just like sure, he's not like like hugs and kisses, but he's like pretty human and
Yeah.
like empathetic.
Yeah.
After you get past the fact that he's like kind of socially awkward and like
Yeah.
definitely he's a fucking like math nerd. Like
Yeah.
that's basically what he is, but he like cares.
But like he and Rob Lowe are effectively good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe's good cop and he's like, I love this town. This town's amazing. You guys are doing such a great
Yeah.
job. With that, Ben has something to say. And then Adam Scott's like, we're cutting everything.
Yeah. But it's
and then
not
Rob
from
Lowe's like, oh darn.
I know, I love that he reacts. He'll constantly go, he goes, Ben, is there anything we can do about this? And Ben goes, no. And he goes, oh, guys, I tried. Guys,
like, literally,
I
it's
tried.
like a no. Like we just talked about this, and he's like, "Damn."
But no one gets mad at Rob Lowe's character.
Right.
Like
So funny.
what?
Anyway, so that's Parks and Rec. We spent a
Yes.
lot of time on that, but it's good. It's worth
fun.
it. What else? We watched.
We watched The Boys.
Yes.
We watched The Last of Us.
Yes.
And we watched Blackbird.
Yes.
That's everything I had on the list.
I feel like didn't we watch something else?
Probably.
I don't know.
Oh, we watched Rent. That's a movie.
We did watch Rent.
It was okay.
Yeah.
I thought I'd like it a lot more than I did.
Yeah.
There were some songs I really liked.
Sure.
But I thought I'd like it a little bit more than I did.
All right. Let's see. The Boys.
The
So that's been out
Boys.
for a while,
Yeah, we're behind.
and so we finally watched the newest season.
Just as crazy as ever.
Yep.
I somehow managed to forget how absolutely violent and graphic that show is, and it reminded you immediately how terribly graphic and violent the show is.
Yep. First episode of The Boys ever
Yeah.
that was released, right?
Yeah.
The first episode of season 1.
Yeah.
This is a spoiler for that. It happens in the first 5 minutes
Oh
of the
my
show.
God, yeah.
Huey, Jack Quaid's character,
Yep.
is standing on the street or on the sidewalk with his girlfriend, and she
Yep.
steps into the street and is run through by a superhero. And it
Right.
sets up the whole thing of like, maybe superheroes aren't all amazing.
Right.
Maybe they like kind of suck. And if you know anything about the Boys, that's like the entire thing is like they're the Justice League, but they kind of are shitty people, but they're superhuman, so they can do whatever they want. And that's
Yeah.
like everything that the show like explores, right?
Yeah.
And then it like also like fills in like social things that are happening and does like a really good job of that. But anyway, girlfriend run through, and it is graphic. Like it's
Yeah.
literally like Huey gets like guts and pieces of human like sprayed
I'm
on him.
literally trying to think of anything else that is that level of graphic.
And I remember we were watching it, and like everybody says it's like awful, right? And like you watch it and you see that happen, and you're like, oh my God, this is actually what you're in for.
Yeah.
And then this newest season 3, right?
Yeah.
Seemed to somehow like go above and beyond in every single fucking way in terms of like trying to be as grotesque and disgusting as possible.
I promise, like, we really like it.
The show is amazing,
but there's just like
the writing is amazing.
Yeah, there's just moments that they're trying so hard to be the most disgusting thing possible, to like really just make your skin crawl, that like you can't help but like not want to die watching it. And I'll be honest, it's normally only like a few minutes, like, and then it's
there was a
over.
scene where literally like
Ugh.
one character said to another character, I'm not going to name any names, but said to another character, I need you to break my arm. And like there was just like a whole setup of like 2 minutes of like leading up to this man having his arm broken,
and then it snapped in front of you.
And you and I think both did this.
Yeah, I know.
Like we were looking at each other, kind of like, who's gonna look first to see if it like happened?
Like
yet.
I didn't, like, I know what's gonna happen. I don't need to see it happen.
Yeah. Like just you're like on edge. You're just like, and then you're just waiting to hear like the twig break, and then you're just like, okay.
It's really good though.
But yeah, the writing, writing and the
Yes.
storyline of the show in general is so amazing.
Yeah.
They do a really good job to like call out like social issues that are literally happening today. They do such a good job. And
Yeah.
and this season was this season felt, and it could just be because it's like the most recent one we watched, it just felt so on the nose.
Well, it's one of those things because I'm personally, like, in terms of like story building, I'm a very impatient person. Like
it moves.
I want us to be at the point where like everyone is teaming up and we're gonna like take them down. Like I get impatient during like the back and forth, who's on the team, who's not on the team. Like I get so impatient during that. So season 3, like it's still gonna keep going, and there was no like final anything to season 3, but like we're getting to a point where like like they're moving into like final steps.
Yeah.
Like they're moving into like what the big thing's gonna be. So in that way it was very rewarding.
Yeah.
And you like, even if like, I mean, you've basically liked every character like you're supposed to like from the beginning, but like in this season, like they really like, listen, sometimes I suck, but like also like I do all these great things. Like they really are like making you love everyone.
Yeah.
Which is also means I'm waiting to get my heart ripped out in the next season.
Well, that's the other great thing, right? Because like the superheroes are like all like shitty people and everything, but then they show you like the people who like want to fight against them also are kind of shit. Like,
oh my God,
at the end of the day, we're all shitty.
Yes.
Is effectively like what it's getting at.
Yeah, it's a big show about human error and like
arrogance and
and the things we'll do to like, because we think it's right or wrong or whatever.
Right, like killing is never right
until I
need to kill a superhero.
Yeah.
It is like kind of thing.
Yeah,
like, not
absolutely.
Not necessarily that, but like the gist.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it really well done. So again, another show that I probably couldn't recommend enough, though not for those
could not put
faint
enough
of
warnings on it. I mean, visually what you're gonna see, like how graphic it is.
Yeah, also just like
the subjects they touch on
yes.
Can hit incredibly close to home, like for for really anything you can think of. Like they hit all of it. So yeah. I don't even know where to go from there.
No, definitely. Yeah. And then another complete show that we watched, Blackbird,
Yeah.
which is like based on a true story.
Yep.
It's a guy who ends up going to jail. Then they try to use him to get like a confession out of somebody else
Yeah.
who's like in like a high security
Yeah.
or high security, is that right?
It was a high security prison, technically for the like mentally insane. I
Yeah.
think was like the whole.
Or like super dangerous people.
Yeah, very dangerous people that like yeah.
Um Taron Taron Edgerton
Mhm.
is in that.
Mhm.
He's the guy who is like trying to get the confession.
Yeah.
Um Very good.
Oh my
That was
god.
so good. And like just like the way that they like told the story, the pace of it and everything was just so good. Like
Yeah.
it didn't like, and I think that's because like it is just going to be one season and it is like a finite story. Like sometimes when you're creating something as you go, it can be difficult to like give it like a finale and then you end up rushing it and like it feels so fumbled. This was
Right.
just like you knew the story you had to tell. You could have told it in a movie, you could have written it in a book, or you could have done a TV show. And they chose a TV show and it paced perfectly, had you on the edge of your seat at times, like had you like scared, like and like worried and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Pretty crazy, really good. Ray Liotta was in it, and we're pretty sure it was his final
Mhm.
like role that he
Mhm.
had before he passed away.
Yeah.
Um, which is like crazy, because he had like a really long and successful career. Um, but he was great in it, and I'm trying to think of what the guy's name was. I can't even think of the actor's name either. But basically, the guy who like they were trying to get the confession out of.
Yeah. I have never felt so uncomfortable.
He
Actually,
did.
second to the movie that's like the most on par serial killer.
Oh, No Country for Old
Yeah,
Men.
that's the only other time I can remember feeling so uncomfortable about a character in like watching something.
He did such a good job,
Yeah.
basically being like a crazy person.
Yeah.
It's very good. Um, Another great show. That's on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Also, would definitely recommend.
Yeah. It is another show about a serial killer. So if you're
Yes,
into that.
true. Um, doesn't feel as uh glorifying as some other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it helps that it's like obviously told from the perspective of the person who's trying to get a confession. Um,
Like watching Seven. They're trying to catch a serial killer.
yeah.
Like watching what the hell show did we just watch recently? That's like about like Mindhunter or those like where it's like all about trying to catch somebody.
Yeah, Mindhunter is interesting
When a show
because
tells
he
a story from the perspective of the serial killer,
yeah, that's yeah. I mean, I think it's interesting conversation in general, how much content is out there about serial killers. I mean, literally true crime podcasts are like the top listened to podcast category, and like I am a person who listens to that. Um and like true crime documentaries and shows,
should we be
which
a true crime podcast?
no. And I definitely went through, I feel like, a 2.5 year phase of like that was like the primary genre of content I consumed.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd say
anymore.
we both did. Watched
Oh,
a lot of like documentaries and
oh
stuff.
my god, yeah. But anymore, I feel like I have like a limit. So
Yeah.
like what I can listen to, what I can like watch and all of that. And I'm like more and more people are not that they've never been saying it, but like more and more I'm seeing people um voice like their concerns and very fair objections to the very large amount of content around that, especially the ones made from the perspective of the serial killer. Like people were very upset about Dahmer. I haven't seen it, but I know people were very upset about it. And like Bundy, like all I mean everyone, like there's movies on literally freaking all of them. I think it's an interesting conversation. Like because it's that mix of like, of course, people are interested because it's like, it's creepy.
Right.
It's, like macabre. Like, it's all of that. Like, you're like,
Macabre.
macabre. Yeah. Macabre. I think it's macabre, right? Is there like an R in it? But anyway, that's why like people like love Halloween. And not like the origin of Halloween, but like that's why people today love Halloween. Of like, ooh, it's spoopy, it's scary, it's
Yeah.
creepy, be like uncomfortable. But like it's also like interesting psychologically because so many of us can't understand why a person would do that. So it's interesting to learn about. But then it's like our interest to learn has now passed a line of like almost obsession
Yeah.
and like glorifying it, dramatizing it, being like, hey, like this is a horrible thing that happened to real people and a lot of them are pretty recent. Like there are people still heavily affected by them here today who have to watch us all be like, oh my God, I love hearing this
Yeah.
story. Like that's crazy. Like absolutely crazy. Like we've it's almost funny to me. And this is like not funny, but like Titanic, one of the most like fucking beloved movies ever, was like a horrible tragedy, but we turned it into a love story
And tragedy.
and tragedy. Like I'm not saying we don't like just pass over it, but like it's crazy to me that like sometimes when I think about it, that's like such a beloved movie, and like I get why like ultimate sacrifice storylines, cool, get it from an English perspective, but it's also just like it's crazy that like something that like was so, and again it's largely because like it feels so long ago that like no longer holds an effect.
Yeah.
But that's crazy that that's one of like the top probably watched movies, top beloved movies, and it's like literally a horrible thing happened. I'm not saying those two are the same. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like that type of thing. Like we really cling on to like, it's probably because we cling on to messages of like hope and like messages of justice and things like that.
Yeah.
So that's all weird. It's weird to me when you like start to think about like how much of our stories are really like drawn from very terrible moments.
It's true.
I guess it depends what you do with it and how you talk about it, but
Right. That's the manner in which you go about it.
yeah. But I loved Blackbird. Like I thought it was great, but like especially coming off of very outward criticism of Dahmer, I am like mildly questioning like the amount of that type of content I like consume and like how I consume it and
Definitely.
how I talk about it to other people.
Yeah.
But that was my rant of the day.
You're absolutely right. It's definitely something that's been brought up a lot.
Yeah, and again, people have
Should be.
always been bringing it up, but I was in like the mind zone of like 2 years of like this is interesting. I want to hear about it all the time.
Right.
And like I'm just I don't know, like taking a step back and being like, do I need to hear about that all the time? Like should I be? Should I be like so cool with just like that playing all the time?
Right.
But yeah. I don't know. That's really all we've been watching. We don't really touch on The Last of Us because I know you guys are talking about Good Game, Bad Game, and you guys are talking about it from the perspective of people who've played the game.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's much more interesting anyway.
I mean, we can still like somewhat touch on it.
I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like in maybe a month or so when it's done, we just be like, yeah, that was it.
Well, in episode 3,
Yep.
Joel built a cairn. Right? Cairn?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
Oh my god.
Shelby brought up.
Literally, it's episode 3, which it just doesn't do anything.
No.
I know the whole internet's like episode 3, Last of Us. It is incredible, but literally first 3 minutes of the show, Joel is building a cairn on the side of a riverbed. I'm assuming as a mark, like because he's like walking out to places unknown.
Shelby goes, those are really bad. Like those are really bad for the environment.
I was like, Joel's out here just building cairns left and right.
I go, yeah, well, zombies exist.
I was totally being an ass.
No, I know.
Just so we're all clear.
But it's so funny because I thought about it and I was like, in an apocalyptic scenario, somebody could do literally anything.
Yeah.
Good, bad, indifferent. Someone would find a way to complain about it.
Absolutely.
And literally the response should be, there are like fucking zombies are real.
Yeah.
Why are you worried that I'm peeing on the side of a building? Like shit like that.
Yeah.
It's like, ew, why are you doing that? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? What do you mean?
Yeah, I was making a joke, not in that I disagree with what people say about building Karens. It was that in this moment, what we're worried about is
Yeah.
Joel building
No,
a
it was really
Karen.
funny. Then we like went down a whole rabbit hole because I didn't
We did.
realize that those were
Yeah, like heavily
a
discouraged. Like you
thing. I didn't
shouldn't
realize that they were like this big thing
to
that
like do
people
in the first
did.
place. Yeah.
I thought it was just something I had to do in Assassin's Creed Valhalla to get the platinum.
Yeah. Also the funniest thing, I think it was episode 3 that this has literally been flooding my internet bubble, is 10 miles west of Boston is this beautiful mountainous forest.
Yeah.
And it like has had anyone I know from Boston like literally like just laughing,
Yeah.
being like, "Oh, what fucking Boston have you been to? Like, are you kidding me?"
Granted, it was 20 years.
That's true. There still isn't a mountain 10 miles west of Boston.
Sure.
But no, yes, there will be like new growth and everything.
That's the coolest thing about The Last of Us. There's like a whole documentary that they did about it.
Mhm.
But they literally researched to figure out like how nature would reclaim
Yeah.
when like the humans start to like die out because of stuff.
Right.
And
Oh, I love shit like that. Like
it's
it would
so
take
cool
so
that
few
they,
time,
like,
like
it's-
so little time.
it's so cool that they like put that attention
Mhm.
to detail into it and
Yeah.
like really do a good job.
Yeah.
It's great. And Nick Offerman, he's in trailers and stuff. He's in episode 3. And I said to Shelby I was happy we started watching Parks and Rec because you get Ron Swanson and then you see him do like, in a way, still kind of Ron Swanson, but
Yeah,
also
but
in a
such
way
a
not,
different,
and
yeah.
like much more serious, not in like a comedic way.
Mhm.
And I thought that was great. So
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. Also, I've seen like a few interviews with him with both of the guys. Terrible with names. So both of them pop up, and whenever Nick Offerman, that's his name,
Mhm.
whenever he talks, I literally am like, he is Ron Swanson.
Yeah.
Like Ron Swanson isn't a character. Like this
Just
man
him.
is like
Yeah.
that is him. Yeah,
It's
it's really
great.
funny.
Yeah, but first 3 episodes are out as of us recording this, and
Yeah.
they've all been very
Really
good.
good.
If you haven't played the game, this is the perfect way to like still experience the world and like the general story. They're following it. They are following it for the most part very close to the source material, but being able to take certain liberties that you can with
Right.
doing a different medium, which
Right.
is super cool to see. So
I
like,
think that's like the benefit to
yeah,
like getting
so
translated to something else.
as someone who has played the game, it's also still perfect.
Yeah.
So, but if you haven't played the game or seen the game or anything, this is the perfect way for you. Or like if you don't play video games, it's the perfect way to be able to experience what is regarded as annoyingly to a point at this point one of the best stories in games.
Yeah.
Which again, if you're not a part of that medium, you can.
Listen, with how fucking big The Walking Dead was, I don't want to hear any excuses as to like why people don't like this show. Like, unless you did it, and I'm not saying they're the same, but I'm saying Walking Dead took like TV by storm.
Mm-hmm.
So like genuinely no excuse to
Mhm.
not like this show, because this show's better. Like if I hear a complaint and it's not grounded in something like truly like just for some fucking reason I hate this type of content, like what do? You're just trying to like, which I haven't really heard opinions of people not liking it. Like most general opinion has been positive, but in my mind, I'm just like, Walking Dead still happens. People still watch The Walking Dead, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I don't like it, and like, but whatever, people love it. So like, I don't want to hear shit when it comes to this at all.
I feel like The Walking Dead has had like 14 seasons or something crazy.
It's insane. Yeah. I could never
started out,
understand. That was something I could never get into. And like everyone I knew watched it, and like I can't remember even what night it aired, but I'd remember the next day in school, that's all everyone fucking talked about was if you saw Walking Dead last night. And like literally my mom like people like in my house watched it, and I just didn't want to fucking watch it. I had no interest in watching it. And I'm happy I didn't. But yeah, I don't want to hear shit because that show held like a chokehold
Yeah.
over so many people.
11 seasons. And what was so great about it too was like when it started out, like first season was just 6 episodes, second season was 13, and then it was like consistently 16 episodes,
Yeah.
which is like not terrible. And
No,
like
it's a pretty
they would
regular
do
TV run.
they would do like basically each season was split into 2 parts where
Yeah.
like they would do an 8 episode run, then they would go on like a 2-month break, and then 8 more episodes would come out.
Right.
Then the past 2 seasons have been 22 and 24 episodes. I forget when I fell off of it, but like it just, yeah, whatever.
Crazy. And then like a spin-off come out of it, at least one.
Yeah, at least one.
Yeah. Again, I don't care if you like it. I'm just saying with how many people liked it, I don't want to hear crap.
The guy who wrote The Walking Dead is the same guy who wrote Invincible, the
Really?
superhero
I don't think I knew
animated
that.
show.
I don't think I realized that or
Yeah, it's Robert Kirkman.
remembered that.
It's
That's a
pretty
good show.
It's very good. I mean, The Walking Dead was good.
Yeah,
It
I'm
just
not.
was too much. So
But yeah, I really like it. And I think people should, The Last of Us, and I think people should watch it. And yeah, maybe when it's like, I mean, I'm sure when it's done, we'll just be like, that was great. Like
Yeah.
that'll probably be our opinion, but maybe we can have more of an opinion about it when it's done.
definitely.
But if you want to hear roughly week by week takes, is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah, pretty much.
On Good Game, Bad Game podcast. You guys tend to save it for the end, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And then you know.
Yeah, the only
dive
difference
into
is
it.
that like we do have spoilers.
Right.
So
it's good if you're watching it.
if you're watching it and you want to hear like some like additional breakdown, which mostly consists of Mike and I going,
it was so
oh my
good.
God, it was so good. I just loved this part, and there's really no like further breakdown of
Right.
it.
But hey,
but
if you want to hear further love about it, especially from the perspective of people who played the game, that'd be your shot.
Yeah, you can go listen to it.
So yeah.
Cool.
That's all.
Any plans for a movie club?
Not yet. I don't have anything.
Cool.
Do you?
I don't really have anything either.
I want to eventually I guess I was going to kind of talk about this when I was like books I read, and then I got distracted. I read a man called, I would say Ove. I believe it's Uva because it's like, I can't remember if it's Dutch or Swedish in origin. I really want to watch, they came out with a US version of the movie, Man Called Otto. It's featuring Tom Hanks.
Starring everybody's favorite white savior, Thomas Hanks.
It's in theaters right now. So I really would love, I've read the book. I loved it. Like literally cried. And I really want to watch the original movie. It'll have to be with subtitles, but I'd really love to watch it and then watch A Man Called Otto, the US version, eventually. Because I thought the movie was I thought the book was so good, and I've heard really good things about the movie.
Yeah.
Someone even saying, which they were from the US, that the US version was better.
Yeah.
Than the subbed version.
That's probably because they're a dumb American.
Of the other one. So we'll see. I think that'd be fun eventually. But I don't know if I like need to go to theaters to watch. Like that doesn't need to be a now thing. So we'll see.
So you want to make that a part of the movie club though at some point?
I think that'd be fun.
Okay.
And I mean, you can watch both movies with me, and then I mean, you just won't have read the book.
Okay. Well, since you got to dictate what we're gonna do because of something you've done.
Said eventually. That's not even like our next movie club is this.
I know.
Because we have to find a way to watch A Man Called Otto.
I really want to watch Pulp Fiction.
Okay.
I feel like I'm coming up on
a rewatch of it.
A rewatch needed.
Okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Just want to rewatch Pulp Fiction.
So.
Hey, you can rewatch Pulp Fiction anytime.
I know, but I was going to use the excuse of it being a part of movie club, and we can do like a full breakdown of like why it's such a good movie.
Okay. I'm down.
But I don't know when we're going to do that.
Okay.
Or if we're going to do that.
Yeah, I don't know either. So as of right now, no plans for movie club.
No.
But some future plans for the works.
Let us know what you've been watching, and if you have an idea for something that you want us to do like a breakdown on, as long as it's not The Notebook, I think we'll probably consider it. And yeah, thanks for listening.
Yeah. We'll see you in the next one. What did you want me to say? Okay. We'll see y'all in the next one. You can find us everywhere. Goodbye.
that it?
Yeah, that's it.